What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Those of you that are already jumped on, really appreciate that. You don't know how good it makes a brother feel to come on and see other people waiting for you to come live. Big ups to my homie Sharpie Charlie joining with me today. If you don't already know, Charlie is one of my show bros over at Shades of Blue. So definitely glad to have him for as however long he can stay. Sharpie is, he works out. You can tell the slim build, nice little muscles. He be working out. He got to go to the gym. He got an appointment with the gym. I haven't seen the gym since I stopped shooting basketball. So, we live in a little different lifestyle, but it's good to
Hey
have him
man, it's
here
all
with me.
good. Too kind, too kind. Happy to be here for the first time, like on a real, coming to hang out. I jumped on the
Sure.
first one just at the very end, but I'm excited. I got time, man. And the gym is whatever. Like I'm ready to kick it and see what's going on in the world of sports.
Keely said, hate to bring it up. Charlie got the authentic kit boxes. Looks great. Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. So listen, this is the list. This is not the lit stream. That's on Thursday. Tonight is Talk Back Tuesdays. This is another one of those shows. I'm gonna get them straight in my head. Give me some time. But this is the chance where you've been watching streams all week. Your favorite streamer, your favorite podcaster, your favorite content creator, footy content creator, whatever. They would all week long. They've had takes. Some you agreed with, some you didn't. Didn't agree. This is your chance to come on here and say why you didn't agree. Say what you believe. Say how you feel, and let's go with it. Your manager, you know, he put out a lineup that didn't have a six in it. Frustrated you? Come on here and talk about it. Luis Diaz goes and picks up a red card and puts your victory at risk. Come on and holler at him. This is your chance. The purpose of this is, again, to give space for people who want to have their say. Again, Charlie's on here with me, but we want to hear from you, hear what you're thinking, what you're saying, and how you're feeling. So this is your chance to do that here on Talk Back Tuesdays. Big ups again for each of you that have joined the stream tonight. So before we do get into the footy, do me a quick favor before we go too far. Go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe buttons, do all the things that that I need from a support standpoint. That support does go a long way to help the channel. I think if you look, we just hit 50 subscribers, I think last week. And so we're trying to get to 100, and then we just keep going up from there. So I need your help. If you've not already subscribed, do me that favor. Do hit that subscribe button. Do hit that like button. Leave a comment. That's how we're going to navigate through the chat today. I did post a comment that should be pinned at the top. It should have a link to the studio. So if you want to come on camera, on mic, and you want to chop it up with me and Charlie, this is your chance. You got to hit that that link in the chat, and it will bring you right in here, and then we'll get you on the screen. All right. I think that is all of that. So before we get into the footy takes and the footy conversation, I was watching a stream earlier today, which is what I do. I just have it on listening, while I'm working, whatever, especially if I'm working from home. So it's just kind of on in the background. And I was watching, and one of the people that was on the screen had the full Christmas decorations thing done, right? The tree with all the decorations, wreaths, and all the things, right? So I gotta be honest. I immediately started to comment and be like, yo, what's up with the Christmas decorations? Because I say that Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I like the food, I like to
Okay.
eat,
Okay.
and I like hanging out with family, right? You do all those things at Thanksgiving. So I was about to say and complain about Thanksgiving erasure. And then I realized they were in England. Thanksgiving is a U.S. holiday. I'm glad I caught myself, right? I'm glad I caught myself because I was about to embarrass myself but I caught it. And then take it a step further. I'm dad, got kids, girls. So then I don't know if someone in the chat said something, but as I was making notes to put in here, right? And as I was making the notes, he goes on the screen and he looks at the camera and he's like, "For all of you that got a issue with my Christmas decorations, do one because my daughter likes it. My daughter loves it or whatever." So now
That's all that
I feel
matters.
bad. I'm
That's all that
I'm
matters.
pro dad and he's got the daughter that's loving his Christmas decorations. Now I feel bad complaining about it. So it's one of those things. But Charlie, and for the people in the chat, when is it too soon to put up Christmas? When do Christmas decorations go up?
I believe anytime after Halloween, or October 31st here in the States.
Anytime after Halloween. See,
Yeah.
I was like after Thanksgiving. The day after is cool.
And I only say that because I just saw one of my friends that I went to college with, amazing woman. And I know that people like look forward to that as like kind of like a way to get through the last couple months of the year, right? Like, it's a long year. It starts to get a little colder, depending on where you are, most places. So if that brings you joy, that's what I'm all about, man. Like, I'm not going to judge anybody's joy. I'm not going to yuck your yum. Like, if you like that, great. Will I do it? No. But if that's for you and yours, and y'all want to look at those lights for 2 months and all the garland and all the bells and all that, right. That's on you. But in my house, my grandma says we wait till the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's how I think that's kind of how we did it. I grew up, I got like two brothers, right? So at some point we didn't care about the Christmas decorations. It was whatever my mom wanted. And, we were trying to get out of it. But it was mostly like the day after Thanksgiving. Preach, Charlie, enjoy what makes you happy. And that's you know what? I think that's a rule for life, right? Enjoy what makes you happy and don't worry about what makes everybody else happy. If that makes them happy, cool, do you. Don't worry about, live your own life, run your own race. But anyway,
Terry, can I say something a little controversial?
Absolutely.
Here?
Oh, this is the place, man. Come on.
If people live by that rule to let others enjoy what they enjoy, so many problems in our world will be different. Right. Think about it, right? If we just let people do what makes them happy, and whatever way you want to take that, right? I don't want to offend anybody in the chat. Just be happy and worry about you. Just keep your blinders on, focus on you and yours. Everybody stay safe, right? We don't want to promote anything that's violent, but like it's all about finding joy. Life is short, man. Like, we gotta whatever makes you happy.
I mean, definitely not saying, okay, it's violence or anything that's going to cause anybody else issues or pain or whatever. But if it doesn't impact you, let that person do them. If your friend wants to be a Liverpool supporter, doesn't make sense to me, but go ahead, do you, man. It is what it is. But Crunk said he got half of his decorations up already. So
ready.
We'll see if he gets home and maybe he can jump on with us too. But he's already got some of his stuff going too. So that's what's up. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the footy. Obviously tonight is UCL night, Tuesday matches. There were two big matches. I don't know how much of it you got to watch. I know your job may not let you
I caught most of it for sure. Right. Yeah.
So two big matches. First being Liverpool and Real Madrid, and then the second one being PSG Bayern Munich. Which one you want to take first?
I think we go with the one that involves Vincent Kompany. Let's talk about Bayern Munich PSG.
Yes. So coming into that, as I'm, planning for this and making notes or whatever, I write down this. It's the battle, the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object, right? Mm-hmm. We felt like PSG was the best team in Europe, and then we've seen Vincent Kompany and Bayern Munich run out. It was 14 straight, then it was 15 straight. So they come into this on the back of 15 straight wins, which is incredible. I think I don't have it in front of me, but I believe it's one of the records.
It's right? The longest. It is the record
longest opening season win
all
streak.
Comps.
Yeah. So something had to give, and it was just a question of what would give first. I'm interested to see what Vinny Kompany could do because, again, we know as City fans, me and you, we know what that man has meant to our club, and I've said, you've said, I believe at different occasions, hey, we believe that at some point in the future, he will be City's manager. I think when he went to Burnley, it was considered too soon. We didn't. It was too soon. Pep was still here. Pep wasn't going nowhere. Go out, do your if you want to call it an internship, co-op, whatever. Go get your experience so that you can be ready when your turn comes. Obviously, he went to Burnley, had an amazing season in the championship, got 100+ points. I think it was like the highest at the time. He got them promoted. Of course, came into the Premier League and struggled a bit. They ended up getting relegated, but he was able to parlay that into the Bayern job. I'm not naive to think that he was their first choice, right? But however the cookie crumbled, it got to him. And like anybody else, and I've said this before, even players, when you get an opportunity, you have to take that opportunity. It'll present itself. It may only present itself one time. You don't have, there's no guarantee this chance is going to come around again. So you got to take it when you get it, which was why it was so tough. Switching gears for a second, which is why it was so tough for Oscar Bob to get hurt, because that opportunity was right there. He was going to be, based on what we saw in the that preseason tour, he was on track to be the man, right? He got hurt. The opportunity went away. Now he's back, but he's just not at the same level that we saw him in that moment. That doesn't mean he won't get there. That's just to say, hey, timing makes a big difference. But Vincent Kompany took that opportunity. He's won the league with them. He's done well in Champions League. And so this season, to come out 15 straight, it's amazing. What are your thoughts on Vincent Kompany before we get into this individual match?
Well, I want to take it back to the summer, right? We remember the Club World Cup. It was a huge matchup. I believe that was the semifinal between Bayern and PSG, and PSG smacked them, right? It was 2-0. And that was the last time that Bayern Munich has lost a match in any competition. So my thoughts on Bayern Munich is this. The move they made, their office, they made some interesting moves the last couple of years. Some worked, some didn't. It always happens. But by getting Harry Kane from Spurs, by getting Michael Olise from Crystal Palace, by getting Luis Diaz from Liverpool, they've rated the Premier League. They've rated the Premier League the same way we normally rate the Bundesliga. And all those players, that front three now, might be the most cohesive, dynamic, equally threatening front three in the world. Because Kane is at the peak of his powers, even though he's in his early 30s. Olise is the man, the French winger. And then Luis Diaz is the best winger in South America. Yes, he's better than Vinicius Jr. To me. So I was
going to say that's a big take. I'm not saying you're wrong, though. At least not right now. I said I'm not going to say you're wrong, especially not the way right now.
I was saying this. I would take him over Vinny. I don't know if he's better or not. I just prefer him over Vinny. And what you saw is a club that is gelling at the perfect time. And I just saw on a highlight from the weekend, I was like, oh, they got Alphonso Davies back, who had been out for a while because he got injured with Canada. He's back now, which is scary. Yeah, I didn't know until I saw a highlight of him running. Yeah, because he got hurt on an international break. I think it was in a winter. And so it took, 10 months or whatever for him to get back. And yeah, it's really scary for what Bayern can be. It reminds me of the last Bayern side that won the Champions League and just how dominant they were. We're approaching that same level with this team. So that was my thought going in. And I thought PSG was going to be up against it. Even though Parc des Princes is their fortress, even though, they're still leading in France and Ligue 1, it hasn't been exactly as dominant yet for them as it was to finish the year. They're still great, but I just think Bayern's form is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Let me pull up this screen share here so we can see what happened in the match.
Yes, sir. Got started early.
Let's do. There we go. That's probably the best we're gonna be able to do, because I don't know how to work it. So it is what it is. So of course, PSG, they go in. Did you see this match, or how much of this
I,
did you were able to
I
see?
caught the first half highlights. I was able to catch most of the second half though.
Okay, so if you can see on the screen here, and it's probably small, you probably can't see it, and I don't know how to make it any bigger. So you guys, if you want your boy to be a more veteran streamer, you got to give me some tips and figure all these things out. But Louis Diaz gets 2 early first half goals,
Hmm.
and PSG is dominating, in my opinion, dominating the play,
Hmm.
dominating, and so everything is going well. Everything is going Bayern's way. PSG, I mean, it probably could have been 3 or 4. PSG was they were under they were under assault, bruh. They were just basically just trying to hold on, get to half, whatever. And then did you? Oh, you saw the clips, the
Yeah, yeah.
highlights. So basically right before halftime, Luis Diaz, who had been playing really well, goes into a tackle, um, catches my man on his back leg, kind of more of a scissor action. They originally call it a yellow card.
Hmm.
Okay, there's a little bit of protesting by the PSG players. Hakimi is down, and I think like with anything, the longer they stay down, the more time it gives to VAR to go and double check and check, discount, double check, all those things, right? So he was down for a while. He ends up having to hobble off. He can't. It doesn't appear he can put any weight on his leg. Um, and while all of that is happening, VAR comes back and gives him a red. So ends up sending him off. It's a straight red in that moment. And now at that point, as we know, when you go down a man, it changes everything,
Hmm.
especially going down a man to a team like PSG.
Hmm.
But to their credit, they hold on. PSG gets a goal through Jao Neves in the 74th. He missed a header by
A little bit
inches,
before that,
bruh.
right?
Was
Or
it?
right after that, yeah. I think
Yeah.
yeah, because he had a chance to like
He had
score.
another
Yeah.
chance, and it was like
Hmm.
it was just
I thought it
which
went
would
in
have
when I first
tied.
saw it.
Yeah, it would have tied. It would have tied the match, and it
Hmm.
just barely missed.
Yeah.
But to their credit, Bayern Munich, again, playing 45 minutes down a man, they were able to hold on. And I know people said that Vinny Company wasn't ready, he wasn't experienced enough. But I think matches like this, again, you talked about it. They already lost to them earlier in the summer. Now they get back, if you will. Um, it goes a long way to showing just how much he's grown or where he is, the maturity he has as a manager. And kudos to those guys. They're going to be a tough out. I don't know. I should probably see if I can see who does Bayern Munich have in Champions League.
I can look it up for you right now.
I see
Uh,
here, Champions
yeah.
League table. Bayern Munich are at the top of the table.
Undefeated.
But it's not going to tell me. There's
Yeah, their
another
last
way.
four. They got Arsenal next. Wednesday the 26th. I just went to their club and then went to all their matches.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
it here. There we go.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get. So let's see here. Bayern Munich. So yeah, there's the PSG game. They got Arsenal next. That's what I thought. For some reason I thought they had a matchup against Arsenal. That is going
Traveling
to
to
be
London.
big. Is that the day
Hmm.
before Thanksgiving?
Yes, that Wednesday. Yep.
Okay.
I'm on break. That'd be perfect. Can't wait. Afternoon delight. Ready
Yeah,
for that one.
bruh. That's a big game. All right. So Arsenal, Bayern Munich go to Arsenal. Then they follow that with hosting Sporting.
Hmm.
And I don't even know who Union St. Gilloise.
That's who their Belgian club, and that's who was beating who Atletico Madrid beat them today 3-1.
Okay. And then their last match of the I guess we call it the group stages or whatever we're calling it, is against PSV Eindhoven.
They're
That
gonna
match,
be the top two, like for
yeah,
sure.
it's really just what happens in that Arsenal match. I expect them to
Mhm.
win all these other three. They've already won all the rest of them, so now it's just a question of what happens against Arsenal. I think.
Who would you take?
Well, I think Arsenal's defense is good, but I'm gonna go. I think I had to go Bayern. What about you?
Um, Fully healthy Arsenal, which they're on the way to getting Madueke back, Kai Havertz back. I'm not sure if they'll be back by the end of this month, but I think I read something Arteta said they're coming back soon. I think they're eyeing this match as like, hey, we want to try to, get everybody together. Even Odegaard could be back. I'm gonna take Arsenal mainly because of that defense, right? Yo, what up, Crump?
Big up, Crunk.
Ooh, what's up? How's it going, chat?
What's going on? Hey, again, if you don't know, this is my other show, bro. One of my other show bros, Crunk Chocolate. If you haven't been to the Shades of Blue page, what are you doing? Come on, y'all. We need that support.
Slide
As a
on
matter of
over.
fact, I put a tweet out earlier today. Actually, you put a tweet out, and I just kind of reposted it and added a little comment
That's
on
the
it.
game.
But we were at 693 subscribers or whatever, right? So we're trying to get to 1,000, but we're trying to get to that 700. If 7 people on here, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, go do that. We need your support. Appreciate it.
We're at $6.99 right now. Just one more
Okay,
person.
so
baby.
that's 6 people already. Okay, let's get it.
There we
One
go.
more. Somebody go out there and hit it. You could be the one that makes us hit 700.
Hit that bell, baby. Hit that bell.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about who will we take in the matchup between Arsenal and Bayern. I'm gonna go with what I feel like is the best defense in the world and a plethora better attacking talent, the best Arteta's had. I would take Arsenal over Bayern right now. How about you?
Is this? Oh, I was trying to see when the game was. Man, Bayern are. That's going to be a really good test for Arsenal because of just how good their defense has been. But that Bayern attack it's deadly in its own respect. Like that front three, Kane, Diaz, and Olise are just pretty brutal. Yeah, I'll say Bayern. I'll get the other side.
That's fair. And I think the difference
I
for me
went Bayern
is,
too.
I think Arsenal is really like they're more solid defensively than PSG. Like PSG's midfield, when you look at it, it's tactical, it's fluid, it's creative. They run right, but they're small. It's literally like Vitinha and Neves are tiny, and then Fabian Ruiz, he's tall but he's skinny, right? No grit. You think about a double six of Zubamendi and my boy Declan Rice. And then you go to a back line. They start right. You got the 2 center backs, Saliba and Gabriel. You also have on the right back, you got Timber, and the left back, you got Calafiori.
Yeah,
that's a way better defensive setup than PSG can give. And I think that's the only way you can stop Bayern right now is to like lock them up. And those center backs, they can handle Kane and then help out, the other person. So that it'll be tight though. I mean, a draw on that match in November wouldn't surprise me. Like in a rematch of that in the knockout stages would be perfect. But quick note, City's on the way up. If we win tomorrow, we go top 4 in the groups in the table.
Ooh, that's good to hear. Yeah.
So yeah, going back to you talked about the table. Let's go look at the table real quick, and we'll go back to the rest of the matches here in a minute. But this is how the table looks currently. Obviously, the goal is to be in that top 8. So what is this? This is the top 13 teams. We are currently here in 9th. Of course, only having played 3 matches instead of the 4. So if we do get a win against Dortmund, that puts us on 10 points. Again, that puts us up here. Now, again, other people have matches to play as well, but we'll be there or thereabouts. And that's what I'm saying. We just got to keep pace, be in that top 8. Go ahead, Crump.
Well, I was just going to say, because it's just Inter, right? That's the only other team in there that they have to
play tomorrow, and they are going to win tomorrow. Yeah.
Because, like, for us, us and Dortmund are right next to each other. So whoever wins this is going to go up, and whoever doesn't is going to stay, right? and then you got Newcastle on 6, whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be. It's never a must win, but we definitely want to get that win.
I would disagree. I think it is a must win, especially
Well,
because
I
it's at
was
home.
trying not to put a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean they got the
best.
pressure. Like they got to do this because you don't want to get a draw here, and then you get caught in that fray. Right? We know what that's like last year. So the scars of last year, kind of, I think, and the health of this year, are making everybody in the world knows you got to go after these wins. If it's not a big matchup of, like, Giants, you're expected probably to get 5 wins and 3 draws out of the 8. That's kind of like 18 points that should put you in the top 8. And of course, the higher you go, the less likely you play somebody else who comes out of that playoff, right? So you kind of want to, like, I think everybody's gonna push it. Yeah, and I got a question to ask, but I'll save it for later. Yeah.
Big ups to my homie Danny. Danny is my show bro from LB, part of my LB fam. Big up, Danny.
What's up, Danny?
If you haven't already met Crunk
Good to see you guys.
Sharpie Charlie, my other show bros from Shades of Blue. So appreciate you joining. Always good to hang out with you, brother.
Of course, man. Feelings mutual. Good to see you guys.
So you guys know we always talk about the Unks, and we've been talking about Unks and City fandom forever, right? Danny makes me feel like an Unk because he's like he's still college student. He's my daughter's age, right? And so it's like, man, but he's super smart. Dude is like, he is a walking City encyclopedia. Ask him about matches, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, because this happened." I'd be like, "Man, I'm too old. My brain don't remember all that stuff, man. I gotta dump some stuff out so I can keep some city content in there." But glad to have you, Danny. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
So we're talking. We were talking the Champions League. We just talked about the Bayern match against Bayern versus PSG. Of course, like we said, Bayern end up pulling that out. They get the win, 2-1. They hold on. You could see the excitement. I don't know if you saw at the end. Vincent Kompany comes running onto the pitch, starts hugging the players. How much it meant, especially knowing we had to battle that whole second half of that match down a man, 45 minutes plus down a man. It was again, it's not just the slick high goal scoring, but also just the being able to kind of lock in, be resolute, be strong, hold them out, even when we're down a man. So I think there was a lot to celebrate there. Before we move here, I know Crunk, you and Danny just jumped on. Anything that you guys wanted to say about this match?
Danny?
No, like you said, it was good to see him win in a different kind of way, having to grind out a result. I mean, I think it was a tale of two halves, really. The first half they were playing, I don't know how they say in Brazil, joga bonito, just pinging it around. And of course, the second goal was very sloppy, very preventable, but it's a kind of Bayern Munich you used to see from this season and from when they were in their prime in 2013, the treble year, 2020, the other treble year. So it's really impressive what he's done with them in the short time he's been here. And it's also impressive to see him grind out a result against a team that was up there with the best in the world not even a couple months ago, and they probably still are. So big ups to him. Hope he keeps it going. Great to see. Club legend.
Yep. And all that training, perfect company ball, so he can just bring it to City and keep those good vibes going. Like I'm the head of the company to City propaganda machine. And I will keep bringing it up anytime I can.
So I had said earlier that maybe it wasn't a must win. Our next match against Dortmund coming up tomorrow. Sharpie thought it was. He told me how to say it. Sympatitia. He was on with me last week. He told me how to say it. I apologize, my brother. But glad to have you back. But he said it's not really a must win per se, but it's definitely a missed opportunity if we don't win. And I definitely agree with that. We need to go out there. We need to get the win. But appreciate you and appreciate the comment. So the other big match today, of course, we can see all the other matches on the screen. But I think the other big match for the day was, at least in my mind, was the Real Madrid Liverpool match. And
Snorefest. Oh, I'm so boring.
So, what's funny, right? Liverpool always tell you, oh, you never walk alone. You never walk alone. unless of course you decide to leave the club. Raheem Sterling left and got crucified, got criticized, and now today I see that let me pull that up too, but the Trent Alexander-Arnold mural gets vandalized. They got rat on there and all this stuff. It's like, what are we doing? I mean, is he or is he not a legend of your club? He was a vice captain. Again, do I care about this dude? No, not necessarily, but it's just like,
Do you have any dignity?
yeah, it's like, there it is right there.
Oh, bro.
If a guy decides to leave your club, again, were we happy when Kyle Walker left? No, but I just don't think it comes down to this. So it's like, do you really believe that you never walk alone, or is that just something you say? I don't know.
Wow. Would we treat Foden like this if he left? I don't think
exactly. So. I just can't bring myself to even fathom making those kind of comments about him. It's just crazy to me.
No, I think they would take it out on the front office. Like whoever.
Why did you let him leave? Yeah, who ran him out?
People would be crying.
Yeah, this is a great question, Danny. Yeah. This is insane to me.
But he's won everything for your club. He's literally done everything you could want. 2 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, every trophy in Europe. Been a right back, stalwart, came up through the club with Klopp, like kind of redefined the position of what you expect from a right back in this generation. And so, started for England. Like the man wanted to move and play and have a different challenge. And of course, there's different glitz and glamour that comes with playing for Real Madrid. It's one of the 4 biggest clubs in the world. Everybody knows that. But he didn't leave them. Like, I guess people saying, like, wait, he should have left last year. Well, then you should be mad at the board because they didn't get him out. If you wanted a transfer fee, like, don't be mad at a player for wanting to choose a different journey in life. Like, everybody deserves that. It's kind of what we were talking about earlier before y'all got on, Crunk and Danny, just like the idea of joy, right? If he wants to keep joy in his football and try something new, hey, albeit, man.
And they booed him. They booed him at the match when he came on. They booed him, and then they sung about Steven Gerrard because he never left.
Yeah, it's like
never won a Premier League title either.
It is so hypocritical. I mean, again, feel how you feel. It's not my club, not my player, but it's just, you can't come on here and tell me and force me as a City fan over here in the US where they go quiet on TV when they're singing that. It's like we have to give it reverence. Mm-hmm. You never walk alone. But then they don't really live up to it. So what are we doing? Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. But Keeley says, good to see you, Crunk and Danny. Sampaditya says, couldn't watch the games today, but Liverpool.
It was an ugly win. It
makes me nervous.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't anything impressive. I mean, they played decently, but I mean, the goal that they scored, it was kind of thrown together. They looked a little bit smoother, but I think it was
not impressive beating Madrid.
Not the way that they were playing. Like it was not great.
They shut out Madrid, bro. That's a hard thing to do. All that attacking talent, clean sheet. That's tough.
No, I agree with you, Sharpie. To be in such a horrible run of form prior to this week and then just turn it around this quickly, it does make me a bit nervous. Mbappe's been in red hot form all season, and he barely had a sniff today. So it's a monumental result for them. I think I tweeted this out. It feels like they always get some really big result every time we play them. It's like you feel confident going in at times, but they'll beat someone handily or they'll get a big result like this, and it sort of makes you second guess yourself. So I hope we can pull something off on Sunday, but before then, we got to win tomorrow. So,
yeah, he said Madrid have won every game this season except Atletico up until obviously today's loss against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, of course, 1-0 win for Liverpool. Again, McAllister got the goal in the 61st minute. I was trying to switch back and forth. And didn't really get a chance to see as much of this as maybe I would have liked. So we got one. He wants to come on. Oh, you know what? He told me to call him Adi. I'm pretty sure somebody. I think it's Adi. Here we go. Let's get him on here. And Oh, is he coming on? Did it not bring him on? Here, let's do this. There we go. All right. So I didn't remember. Is it just? Did you say just call you Adi?
Yeah, Adi's fine. That's what
I thought I kept trying to rack my brain and I couldn't remember. So my apologies, brother.
Okay.
But thanks again for jumping on. It was great having you on last week. Going to have you on again today. So you said that. Well, first of all, you talked about 30 years they won the PL, and then they treat Trent this way. So does this win, seeing what they were able to do against Real Madrid, how does that win? How do you feel about that win?
Not good, but it is what it is, I guess. I think, obviously, I'm pretty sure the game was at Anfield, and Anfield is Anfield, so that's like a different game versus what's going to happen at the Etihad, obviously. If we were to play at Anfield, I would be very nervous this weekend, just because you know how the Anfield crowd can get, especially after a win versus Madrid. Like, I could see them rattling us, but since it is mostly in Manchester, like, we should beat them. Do I think we're gonna beat them? Yes. I'm like very casually optimistic, but I would not be surprised if it's like a classic Liverpool City 2-2 draw or something like that. That it seems like happens almost every year. So I wouldn't be surprised, but if I had to put money on it, which I'm not a gambling man, I'm not a gambling man, but if I had to put money on it, I would throw it at Sete. But
You're a when I was in school, I called myself a broke college student. So you and Danny are still broke college students. So you don't have any money to gamble. So don't even gamble responsibly. Just don't gamble at all.
True. I was
Charlie
today, but I decided not to. So.
Charlie, on the other hand, Charlie is our betting expert on Shades of Blue. He's the one that we always go to for betting advice. But what does the commercial say? It past results don't necessarily indicate future whatever. I don't know how that goes. Got to put a disclaimer out because I don't want Charlie getting sued when somebody bets their house.
What are
That is juicy. I just looked at the gambling odds. It is a plus 290 for a draw. Do I want City to win for Liverpool, Man City this weekend right now? City winning is minus 115. The draw is plus 290. Liverpool is plus 270.
Sorry. You said we're minus 115.
Yes.
That's perfect. That is great.
They know what they did there.
Absolutely. That is awesome.
Yeah, I would definitely put money on the draw because that's just great value. And then, like you said, Adi, like it's likely. I will say I was more confident we recorded last night that we would beat Liverpool than after watching them shut out. And that's the biggest thing. It's not that they won, it's that they shut out Real Madrid. I'm more impressed with the defense. And that's kind of Klopp going back to his trusted people from last year, right? He took out Kirkes. He took out, obviously, Frimpong's hurt, so he went back to Bradley, who he knows. Got his two holders in. And then he moved Verts to the left, which keeps McAllister in the middle and keeps, things ticking in that box. I think they're starting to figure it out. And I hate that. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
So I heard that Alexander Isak might be back for our match on Sunday. One, does that change? If I'm to be honest, right? If I'm Arne Slot, I don't mess with what's working right now. Mm-hmm. I leave it as it is. Isak has to come off, has to hold bench. Ekitike is my starting center forward. But what are your thoughts with Isak? Does Isak coming back make you concerned? Do you think it plays into our hands or whatever? And whoever, I don't care which one of y'all want to take that.
When do y'all go?
I think I want him to play because I don't like if he brings in Isak, I think we have a better chance of winning, and honestly he's gonna score a hat trick now that I said this. But I think just the way, like, obviously I didn't see the game today, but the way, like, I'm hearing about it is if it worked out without him, I wouldn't change it. And if he does what Pochettino did in 2019 when he brought in Kane for the Champions League finals, things along those lines, just because Isak is a £130 million player or whatever he is, doesn't mean he should start. I do think he's going to start him just simply because you can't really go. I guess you could, but you can't really go to the Etihad and not play your transfer record. and I think he like.
So Snoopy is saying that Slot has already said that Isak and Frimpong aren't going to play on Sunday. I had read previously that there was a chance he wouldn't play today, of course, but there was a chance for Sunday. So now maybe they've advanced that to say that he's not going to play Sunday either.
Or
So
some gamesmanship.
I mean, it could be that too. Could be, because Pep is good to say, well, we'll see. I don't know. So yeah, I would expect everybody to do the same. Snoopy also goes on to say, based on the sample size, we'd be better playing Isak than Ekitike, and I think everybody's saying the same thing.
I agree with him. Yeah.
I think Isak has 1 goal against us out of like how many other games he's played. So
yeah, 23-24 at St. James. Yeah.
So I think I'm just going off of the record. He's not really that successful, and for the number of times we struggled against Newcastle, I thought he would have scored more, but not really.
So Adi, I know you just jumped on. Was there anything specific that you wanted to chat on before we keep this conversation going? I want to leave space for anything that you wanted to have.
I'm happy with the flow. All
right, fair enough. So Liverpool, Verts got a 7.9 according to FOTMob. So it seems like he's coming into form. Maybe they found, like you said, they moved him out to the left. Maybe they found something that works. Soboslai 8.1. So it is going to be. It will not be easy. I think I said this when we recorded last night on Shades of Blue. I don't expect an easy match. I would love for us because it's at home, right? I would love for us to run up a 3-1, 4-1, 5-1 against them, but I just don't think that's realistic. What do you think as far as a score prediction, Danny? What are your thoughts?
I'll say 1-1 or 2-1 to us. I think they've rounded into form, but again, we've looked pretty consistent outside of that Villa match, and I don't know. I actually trust us defensively, which is something I didn't think I'd say 3 to 6 months ago. So kudos to us for that. And we'll see if we can keep tabs on Ekitike and Salah, who always shows up against us, no matter how bad Liverpool are, no matter how bad the form he's in. So it'll be a challenge. I'm not expecting us to roll them over like I thought we would a couple weeks ago, but I think we can get the job done if we play close to our best.
Chat, if you're out there listening, put your score predictions for the Liverpool match in the chat. Adi, what do you got for a score prediction?
Yeah, 2-1 City. I think it's gonna be close. It's not gonna be like the Arsenal game in the sense of like we like drop it as deep or like defend as much as we did, just because we could do that. Pep has done that, but I do think he's gonna try to take control. And I think it's just gonna be a tight game. They're probably going to score one. Like I think we're going to score first. They're going to score like a 1 to go, and I think we'll get a second half winner.
Lewis said 2-0 to City.
That's
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Crunk, what you got?
I think I said 2-1 last night, but I think it's just win by 2. I like that idea. I know Liverpool are playing better than they have, I guess, in the previous, because I don't even want to say they're playing well. They seem to be figuring some stuff out. City also are starting to cook, and I very much enjoy the fact that the team is healthy again, subs, and that is where he kind of Slot has complained that his team isn't as deep as he would like. I would be very interested to see what starting 11 he uses on Sunday. Plenty of time between Tuesday and Sunday, so he could just put out the same starting 11, but he has some difficult choices to make because I'm sure they all want to play against City. I'm sure they all want to prove themselves, and yeah, he doesn't have, and especially if they lose, then he's made the wrong choice. I'm just here for all the drama. Like if we end up beating them, I have so many Liverpool people that I have just drafts ready to just hit send.
The group chat. Big up, Louis. Appreciate you. Is it Lewis? Lewis?
Yeah, Louis.
Louis. All right. Big up, man. Appreciate you jumping on with us again. We're doing our score predictions. You were listening. I think you sent in a 2-0. Charlie, what you got?
Well, first, I want to ask Keely. She said she's going to be, they said they're going to be in Sydney. What time do matches come on in Sydney? I'm just really interested. But
I think they're so
13 hours ahead,
12 hours their morning.
Yeah,
so
it's 24 hours.
11,
It's 24
like
hours
hours
there. Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
18
That's so
hours.
interesting. Yeah.
But
I know
definitely,
Thailand is
Keely,
close.
put in the chat. Let us know. Like it's 7:18 Eastern time here in the U.S. Let us know what time it is there in Australia, or maybe you're not even from Australia. Maybe you're just going to Australia.
Little
I
holiday.
Which sounds like a vibe,
I shouldn't
right?
assume that, right? I shouldn't assume anything.
Going to Australia to see Oasis.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Go ahead, Charlie.
All right, so this is gonna upset people, and I'm gonna do that thing where like you drop the grenade and then you leave. So I think
Oh god.
I think it's gonna be a 2-2 draw. And not because just that's the best gambling number, which will make me the most money. I'm gonna say it because I believe both of these teams now, as with that starting 11 that Liverpool has, that's a way better matchup than them trying to force feed Verts into the 10 and putting Gakpo on the wing. I think Verts is way more creative than Gakpo. I think Szoboszlai is better as an 8. Like he can get up and down better than Verts does. Even though Verts can run, I think he's just a better defender. So their midfield stronger and they know each other because they won last year and played together with Gavin Birch and McAllister. So if they're all fit, and Connor Bradley locked down Vinny today. I don't know if y'all saw the stats, but he embarrassed Vinny.
He did.
Like Vinny had no joy. And that's who Doku theoretically be going against. And now I rate Doku. Yeah.
With that, what's your lineups for tomorrow and Sunday then?
Hold on, before you do that. No, I just want to answer your question because I know you may have to jump off. So the game is at 3:30 Monday morning.
Wow.
Also, I know I'm pretty crunk, but I'm not a woman. We weren't sure.
Sorry, my bad.
Apologies.
My apologies.
Keely. Didn't mean to offend. But definitely appreciate the comment. But 3:30 again, we talked about the dedication. Those of us in the U.S., because it might. I don't even know. Is it a 10 o'clock game? Maybe whatever it is. It's a Sunday match. So no,
11:30.
Yeah, so it's
8:30 for me.
Yeah, so but that's nothing compared to now. Again, there were times, Sharpie, when you were living on the West Coast. If it's a 7 o'clock, main game, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. But this is sounds like this is just normal for them. At 3:30 in the morning is insane. But I appreciate the dedication and the fandom that gets you get up and do that. Win, lose, or draw. It's chilling. Don't stress. Always fun times in Australia. Appreciate you, brother.
Being drunk by 4 a.m. in the morning sounds fantastic. It's a great incentive to just go right back to bed.
When I was in the motherland, I had the best. I had the worst, I guess. I had it was when the Champions League games used to be at 2 a.m. But it used to be kind of exciting though, because you would stay up late and you would really that would be the Champions League vibe. Is you're up at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday or Thursday if it's a Wednesday night game, trying to watch City get knocked out by Monaco, Spurs, Leon, Madrid.
The dark days.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Europe for the Club World Cup, and those matches were at 3 a.m. for me. So I pulled an all-nighter for the
that's crazy because you're an American watching games that are happening in America, but
I was not in America.
Yeah,
I came
so then
back,
you had to watch it a different.
I came back the day before the Juve game, so that was the only sort of normal time one. That was midday for me, and then when we got knocked out was 6 p.m. Can't remember. It was something.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, 9 p.m. or something.
The worst.
He said he used to be able to stay up late when he was younger, but I got to go to sleep beforehand nowadays. I understand it. Set an alarm, wake up, and do it.
Right,
yeah.
a little nap.
Which is why I'm old. So if we, these two, they do watch-alongs every pretty much every match. So if you're looking for a watch-along and you're looking for somebody to watch the match with, hang out with, Shades of Blue will do that for you. But I just got to be honest. These brothers are much more dedicated than I am. I need my sleep, not even beauty rest. I'm just old, and my body has to get that rest to function. Otherwise, I break down. So, big ups to these guys for holding it down every week. All right, Louis, you asked the question. What is the lineups that everyone wants to see for this upcoming match? So let's do this.
A combination of both tomorrow. Well, today for me now because it's 20 past midnight, and Sunday.
Okay, so let's start tomorrow, and then we'll see if there's any changes. All right, so let me shrink this down a little bit because feel like it's too big. Need to be able to see the goalkeeper. There we go. All right. So it's Champions League. Is any you can't even see this. Here. I think this is gonna put some people. No,
Oh, that's a nice setup.
That's not what I want. I want
all the focus on Tarek. That's how it should be,
Right.
You would think I would have practiced this already and would have had this down, but no.
That looks good, man. Yeah.
Let's see.
Ooh,
there we go.
Okay. All right,
trying to figure this stuff out. I'm gonna be a real streamer one day.
You can teach your old dog new tricks. I see you, bro.
LB and Martin are missing out with this format. I'm not gonna lie.
This
is nice. Yeah.
So, all right. So, is anyone thinking we're gonna have a keeper other than Donnarumma?
No,
Nah,
absolutely not.
All right. So we got Gigi Donnarumma in goal. All right. Let's start on the left because maybe there's some controversy on the right. So I want to save it. So left back. Adi, who you got at left back?
Nico O'Reilly. I think he needs to continue to play. I'll play him at the weekend. I'll play him tomorrow.
Louis, who you got?
I don't know if you saw LB stream earlier with you, but I kind of feel like Aït-Nouri might play this game. But it goes in combination with who's going to play up front as well as one of the front three.
So we got one vote for you. Are we doing like a vote?
Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of make the bottom
Crunk, who you got? Left back.
I actually don't have a vote. I want to listen now because I'm more intrigued.
Okay, Danny.
I'm just sticking O'Reilly. Yeah. While he's playing well, you keep him in the team.
And I got O'Reilly as well.
Yeah, I think I would have said O'Reilly as well. He's just been too good. And again, we said this on the Shades of Blue recording last night.
Wait, this is tomorrow?
Yeah, we're talking tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, I expect Aït-Nouri. Sorry,
you expect Aït-Nouri tomorrow just for rotation's sake?
Yep.
And, I mean, we do got to get. And I can see it. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm gonna go Aït-Nouri. Excuse me. I'm gonna go O'Reilly.
It's a good problem to have.
It is.
Somebody said, Keely said, who needs Christmas decor with this? I tell you, I'm just saying. I'm not going to say who it was that was on the stream that I was watching, but they had the Christmas decorations and it kind of threw me off. Thank God I caught myself because if you were on,
you used to talking about earlier about Christmas.
Yeah.
The perfect time in England is I don't know if it's a drink in America, but there's a drink called Bailey's over here. It's a whiskey with it's like with a smooth taste to it. When that is on discount, that's when it's officially Christmas.
Okay. Wait, you have a Bailey's whiskey? Ours is like a cream thing.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
And basically they it goes from like 20 to 23 pounds here in England. And then they do a discount most of the time with it goes to 12 or 11 pounds. Where I'm like, I'm like, that's Christmas. Yeah, that's Christmas.
Now it's Christmas season.
Now it's Christmas.
Exactly.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay, I'm not mad at it. Chat.
I'm with Keely.
If you got thoughts, put it in there. It'll be interesting. I'd assume if Marmoush starts, if Aït-Nouri does.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. That's basically my point because Aït-Nouri would be going up and down the wing, and Marmoush tucks in, and he has that 10, left 10 position. I know that compromised. I know that compromised Phil a bit, but maybe it'd be I'll explain it later.
The interesting thing is that I definitely understand that take, but Doku was playing more of an inside forward in the last match. So it feels and we've seen him playing that position earlier in the season as well, and then kind of bounced back out as a touchline winger. So getting him back in that inside spaces is, I think, going to be key to continued success. But let's go O'Reilly. Let's just go type Nico. Let's go O'Reilly.
Auto parts.
Yeah, that's a little stinger for O'Reilly on the videos. But all right, so who's our center back combination? Are we sticking with Vardiol and Diaz? Does anybody want to see some rotation? If you want to see rotation or you want to see someone other than those two, let me know who you want to see.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see Stones, and the only reason why I'm saying some of this rotation is because I think he wants certain players at their best for Liverpool on the weekend.
Interesting.
Nico O'Reilly is undroppable at the moment, but Ryan Aït-Nouri complements Marmoush better, in my opinion. I like Nico O'Reilly with Doku.
That's fair.
Chemistry is important. Yeah, that's a fair thing.
Snoopy said he gave the team the day off. Would he change the team if they haven't practiced? We didn't practice after the Napoli game, and the team was unchanged for Arsenal.
Well,
I think. Go ahead.
No, you first. Mate.
Nah, you go first.
Oh, so kind.
It's that Napoli to Arsenal game. Bernardo Silva said it after the game. Then it was just ridiculous that it was a Thursday night and then having to, and I think everyone was looking forward to the embargo, but obviously because of the press conference being on Friday, like on Thursday, they made the embargo on Saturday night basically, and it was just like it was a bit of a night. Like, yeah, it was just a nightmare, and just they didn't have any rotation or any like rhythm to get into game shape for Arsenal on Sunday. Which I'm kind of surprised as well that we came away with that with a 1-1 draw in the end.
Yeah, I remember they had all the advantages. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I think, like, obviously Pep wants to win every game, but I think he really, really wants. Like, I don't think he's gonna risk really like rotating much, just because from like the team's perspective and from our perspective, if we don't win against Dortmund at home, like when we go to Liverpool, when we play Liverpool on the weekend, I just personally wouldn't be as confident. Like, obviously, I'm saying right now, City are gonna win, but if we put out like somewhat of a rotated 11, even if it's obviously unless he's not gonna do this, but unless like he changes like 5-6 players, like I think if we don't win tomorrow, I'm personally gonna be like really like not as excited or as confident about Liverpool because we couldn't be dominant at home, and then we were playing Liverpool. Like I just would, and like if you contrast that to if we win, then it's like the momentum thing in football. I just think getting a win and then going to Liverpool with back-to-back wins, I think it makes a big difference. I'm not going to Liverpool, but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think this game is actually pretty big in like the grand scheme of the Champions League sort of top 8 thing, because I think we're level on points with Dortmund right now. So if you win this, you sort of push them down. You're now 3 points ahead of someone who's sort of in that top 8 with you. Because later on, like earlier today, Real Madrid had lost. They were 9 for 9. Now they're back down there in the thick of it. You can pass them too. So if you don't win this, you have to go to Real Madrid and like just fight them at their ground with potentially a top 8 spot on the line between you and them. And right now, I'm very nervous about going to the Bernabeu. So if you can get your points on the board early against your like direct competition, do it. So I'm going very strong for this game. I'm keeping the same 2 center backs.
I'm the opposite as you, Danny, though, because I just saw Real Madrid today, and tactically, Liverpool had them all over the shop. They just got unlucky with Courtois. So I think we should go to Real Madrid and just try and go for the win. If we don't, then Courtois had another biblical game.
It's at the Bernabeu, right?
Yeah, fair. Yeah, but it's just easier said than done for me. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to go there and win the game.
Courtois was great today.
Oh, unbelievable today.
Yeah, he was great.
I just don't think we're going to win at the Bernabeu. That's just my post.
Yeah, and that's why I want to win this one, so we can get those wins chalked off. I think it's 5 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, or 2 draws, 1 loss. So if you can get another win locked off early, then
a win would
pencil in the 1 loss in Madrid.
Win would be huge.
All right, so we're thinking Vardiol's here at left side at center back, right? We're saying Vardiol's here for sure.
No space for Husanov?
Okay, so hold on. Let's. Unless you're gonna play Husanov as a center back.
I'm just curious because I'm pretty sure at the start of the season, before Husanov got injured, he was playing almost every game. He came back. He started. Obviously, he was not in the squad because of whatever. There's no space. I mean, I'm not saying he should start, or I'm not saying he's going to start. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if he
So
starts.
this is where I was saving space for this right side. Is why we started on the left, because the right side says to me, we got either you're going to have Nunes there or you're going to have Kuzanov. Personally, I am of the opinion that Nunes has done. Hold on. I got to give Sharpie Charlie his credit. So I'm going to let you go first, because you've been on the Mateus Nunes, I don't want to say hype train, but you've been bigging him up for probably since last season when no one else was. You were out in front of this. So credit to you. I assume you're sticking with that. You're sticking with him tomorrow?
Yeah, man. I'm sticking. Keely made the point. The question was asked, like, do we think the back line stays the same until an injury? What's everyone think about that? I think it should stay the same. I think if you make changes, it's for rotation in midfield, for physicality, for technical things, your forwards, how you want to interplay. I think that back line is crucial to being as connected as possible, because the more experience, the more minutes they play, I think the better everyone gets from that. When to step, when to drop, all that good stuff. And like I said earlier in the stream about Arsenal, they are so good defensively because their back line does not change. Like, those four are those four, and everyone knows it unless they're truly rotating in against a Burnley or something. They know their best four, and I think Pep now, in my opinion, I hope he keeps that back four. And I think Nunes, like, you don't drop Kuzanov on the weekend against Bournemouth and then say, hey, come back and start in the Champions League against Dortmund. That doesn't make sense just on that. Now, if he was on the bench and played, we might have a different conversation. But I think you bring him back for a bench option. But I don't know that he should take over Nunes' spot. He's done nothing wrong this month. He had a great October. I think he keep that form going.
Louis, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Nunes as well, but I just thought as well, what was Dortmund's last team in the Champions League?
They had Bayer on the left, who's pretty quick, if that's what you're wondering.
I know they got I can't pronounce his name.
Guirassy.
Forward.
Guirassy,
yeah. And did Adeyemi play on the left or the right?
He did not play. He was unused. Substitute.
Interesting.
They played Juventus last time.
They played Copenhagen 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but they smacked at the start of October. They really beat up on Athletic Bilbao 4-1. And that was the lineup. I think that's a better competition than Copenhagen. That's when they played kind of like Adeyemi and Chukwuemeka behind Guirassy as like their front three attack. And then had Joe and
Jan Kuto is the right wing back, right?
I think now he is, yeah.
Yeah, he played there against Copenhagen, but he didn't play there against Bilbao.
Yeah, he's mixing up the lineups a lot. He played there yesterday against Augsburg.
So this is the Copenhagen match. So you can see Quoto over here on this right side, Guirassy, and this is their matchup. Now, if I go back a couple screens, like if you went to the Juve to the Juve match and looked Super at open. What the lineup was, again, you still have Quoto over here, but then you got Adeyemi, Bayer. So Felix Nemecha in midfield as opposed to Bellingham. Yeah. So
they have some choices.
They're not a bad team.
No, they're not. And they always give us a good game. They've given us a good game for dating back to 2012-13.
I looked at this.
We would have been absolutely been in the stinker if it wasn't for Joe Hart that game.
Oh yeah,
like
we only got 3 points in the group that year. We didn't win a single game. We only got 3 draws.
Mancini decided to go after 60 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to go with 3 at the back. Like, mate, what? It never made sense.
Keely said, definitely agree. I've noticed this season. I'm unsure if Donnarumma has helped with this, but our defense is so together as a group this season, always getting behind one another after every block and save. Again, just talking about that camaraderie and that the way that we are playing together and for each other and all of those things that we're seeing out of this group, which is why I think all of us are saying, hey, don't change it. Leave it like it is. they've been playing well. So, all right, let's get back to this really quickly. Let's run through this fairly quickly. All right, so that's our back line. We're going to keep it there. So is there anyone, hold on, let me change this. Well, hold on. I assume we're all in agreement that Nico Gonzalez has to play, or does anyone?
Absolutely.
100%.
I think he's got to be on the pitch every match at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's more building a starting 8 because Haaland, Donnarumma, and Nico Gonzalez just picked themselves.
Yeah,
okay, so let's
100%. That's fine as real.
Put Haaland on here too.
Yeah,
one of the first names on the team sheet, Nico.
Yeah, the spine is crucial.
So at what point, Adi, for you, did he become one of the first names on the team sheet? Because there was a point in time where people were questioning if Pep even rated him.
Yeah, I remember.
People were highlighting all of his perceived deficiencies. At what point did he become he's got to be playing for you?
I think like literally a couple weeks ago whenever Nico G doesn't play, we don't look the same at all. And I think it was definitely something that was evidenced by the Willa game. I think the Willa game really changed it. As soon as he got Nico, he also got O'Reilly out of the squad. I said, and we played the way we did. I think that's just like that. And then the next game, Nico G played and he played exceptional, or at least like to a decent level. I think that's when it was like, okay, you need to start Nico G. Like you can play, obviously you could play Reinders and Bernardo. No, I know you couldn't really, because I don't want to see Reinders, Bernardo, and Foden in midfield, especially against the midfield of what Joe Bellingham and Namath. Like, yeah, I'm good. So I think we need Nico G. We always say that the 6 in the Pep system is like the most important position. And when Nico G is playing the way he does, no point trying to change him out of there. And I think as of right now, he is like, we're definitely my first person in the midfield. Like if you tell me, like I said earlier, hey, you got 3 players like you can pick for Pep. Like Pep calls you, he's like, hey, what 3 players do you 100% want to start? Nico G's in there. So yeah, I think if for me it was the Willa game and then the weekend after.
So big ups to Scarf Boy. If you don't know him, to be honest, I don't even know what his actual government first name is, to be honest with you.
Scarf Boy is all you need to know.
That's all I know him as Scarf Boy. But he's
the
jumped
boy
on
with
with
scarf,
us on,
or man with scarves.
on Shades of Blue a couple times. Saw him, met up at the Ohio match, the city match in Ohio over the summer, from the Wisconsin area. So big ups to you, brother. Appreciate the support, man. All right, so we got Nico G. Who are we putting alongside of him, Danny? What's your 2 to go alongside of him?
I'll go Foden first of all, and then the other one's a bit more complicated.
I agree with that. Definitely Foden.
Yeah, definitely Foden. Yeah.
All right, so we got Foden here.
Can I get controversial?
Yeah, go on.
We like a little bit of controversy.
You're playing Kovacic on one leg.
Oh God.
Damn it, Danny.
That would be controversial.
No, I think you bring back Reinders. If he's
with
fit,
you.
I think you bring back Reinders only because I don't want to get into a transition match with Dortmund. I think that like allows them a way to win. I think this is the match. They won't do what Bournemouth did. I don't think they're gonna just play the super high line and like let Haaland run free. I think you need more control. You need more legs in midfield. So do I want to see Shirky? Of course. Bring him on 60, 70 minutes. But I think Reinders runs. He's had rest. As long as he's fit, I want to see 4 out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've tended to sit back when they've come to the Etihad recently. I mean, the game with the incredible Haaland goal, they were sat back almost all that game after they scored, and we had trouble breaking that down. We needed 2 moments of genius. And
it was an annoying game.
I think the thing is, the Bundesliga, it's a very transitional league. I don't want to let them play the game that they're so used to playing. If we can just limit them in transition, they'll not know what to do, really, because that's all they do. They go back and forth in the Bundesliga, and you've seen it in the Champions League. They score a lot and they concede a lot. So I want to be in as much control as possible. And Yeah,
So
I
what
think
I'm
Reinders can provide that.
what I'm hearing from all you guys, it sounds like Bernardo Silva's playing.
No, he's not.
No, they're all calling for Reinders.
I know
Yeah,
what
I
they're
get that,
calling
yeah.
for, but I'm just saying from what I'm hearing, it sounds like Bernardo Silva's going to play.
Louis, what are your thoughts?
Reinders.
Reinders?
Yeah, he needs to get that. He needs to get into form. I think like on the TV pod I listened to today, they talked about how Reinders is best for the Champions League. I'm paraphrasing there, and the only way he'll get into form is the Champions League.
That's
Because
a good call out. This is a
in the
different style of play.
Yeah, in the Prem, it's a bit fast paced, and if you get caught out possessing, it's transition really quickly. But in the Champions League, it'll be because it's Europe, like because he's been at Milan, he'll have a bit more of time and space, just momentarily more. So it's better for him in this situations, and he knows when to make the pass and whatnot.
Reinders needs to lock in. He needs
Yes.
to really. He needs
He
to lock
does.
in. Like
He
if he
does.
doesn't play well tomorrow, I'm not concerned in the sense of like all like. But I'll be like, okay, that's what over 2 months now. Checking my watch, like my watch had a date, but yeah, it's like
It's
so.
the same. It's what it's what Pep said in the All or Nothing series, where he said like it's better being in those situations and having those moments rather than not being in those situations. So if Rangers is not there to take that shot, those 2 shots at the end against Bournemouth, if he's not there, then I'm more concerned about that than him actually having those chances. Because sooner or later, those moments will go in the back of the net, and he feels a lot more confident. Even though I thought Wolves would make him go on another level, but
Yeah, I think if Reinders plays well tomorrow, assuming he plays, that's gonna give Pep a headache. Because I know Pep, he wants to start Bernardo at Liverpool, versus Liverpool 100%.
No, that's fair.
There is no doubt
he
in my
needs to.
mind.
He needs to.
Does not start.
He needs to play. He needs to play against Liverpool.
There's no match. So now that gives Pep a headache. If Reinders goes ahead and scores a brace today or something, which I can totally see him doing, by the way. That's a Pep headache, which I don't want to deal with. I got my finance final in a week.
Priorities.
Exactly. All right. So left-sided winger.
This is a good question.
So hold on. Before we do
Marmoush.
that, Bernardo has to start the Liverpool game. We're gonna finish this one, and then we'll see what changes we want to see for the Liverpool match. But all right. So I heard Sharpie. Was that you saying that? Did you say Marmoush?
Somebody else said it, but I agree with it. I think this is the match to
Marmoush.
put Marmoush out there. I'm with Marmoush.
I'd start Marmoush.
Marmoush. Louis, you said Marmouche.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
nodding
with
your
it.
head. Is that a
Yep.
Marmouche?
Yes, sir.
Danny, are you gonna be
I'm
the lone
undecided.
dissenting voice?
I'm undecided, but I'll stick with you guys.
Danny was really savage.
I just think the next 2 Champions League games, they're German clubs. Where was Marmoush from? And he absolutely
go.
cooked there last season. So that's why I'm thinking Marmoush, because just to get those minutes in, just to get that rhythm into his legs. If it's O'Reilly or Aït-Nouri at left back, he'll get that rhythm with those, like either of those 2 at left back.
It's
The
also
only thing is,
and he
the only thing I'll
loves-
say is swap them. Like Phil's been a lot better at left mid, and Reinders been better at right mid for the team so far.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is this really should be like
Yeah, that's where Phil has been. That's where he's got most of the moments, apart from Bournemouth on the weekend. Like his chip ball to O'Reilly for Haaland's first against Everton. That's where he's been integral for us so far. That's the only switch I'd make in midfield.
So in last spot in this 11 is the right winger. So we got Marmoush on the left. Who are we putting on the right?
Yeah.
Crunk, who you got on the right?
I got nobody. I fear it's going to be Savio. And the only reason why I say fear is because we know Pep loves playing people until they get into form and just like giving them chance after chance after chance. It's going to be either Savio or Bob. It's going to be one of those two. And so I guess it's just pick poison.
How much weeping and gnashing of teeth will there be if it's anybody but Ryan Cherky in that right wing position?
That's a lot for him. He just came back. Pep was playing him 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and now he's
just played like two starts.
Like that would be a lot. That would be a lot for him.
Danny, what are your thoughts on the right wing?
See, I'm leaning towards Cherky, but then again, we're a bit fragile out of possession if we have that midfield, that attack with Cherky there, because like no one's winning a duel in that midfield.
I say who's going outside of Gonzalez, outside of Nico G. There's no one else.
I think if you play Cherky, you have to play Bernardo.
I was going to say, I feel like if it's this midfield and that attack, like I weirdly think he'll play Bernardo out wide. Not that I want to see it, but like for the sake of balance, I think he would put Bernardo out wide. I would put Cherky there personally,
Bob.
But I think he'd disagree with me.
Bob does the tracking back, like he does the work and effort, so he just needs somebody in there to help with possession, who's going to help defensively, who will be the calm and is okay with not touching the ball, is okay with, I guess, handling the transition. So yeah, Bob or Bernardo.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sharpie.
I actually think we don't need to. I think we should change the way we think about Shirky, as in someone who's learning how to work in our side. And the only way you learn how to work is to do the work. And so I feel like having Reinders in for Bernardo, having Foden, who is a midfielder now, right? Let Cherky stay closer to the front. So I actually think Cherky on the right wing will be perfect because he's closer to Haaland. He's not as responsible for running as someone who's playing right beside Nico in that 3 or, as a double, whatever, the 10. So I think if you put him out there, you keep the creativity. If they play a low block, you have his two-footedness to either shoot or pass. And I think he's better, obviously, right now than Savinho and Bob. Not forever, but just right now, he's in better form. So I hope that, he would start. That's just my, hope.
I want Cherky to start, too. I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but I do think he's gonna start like a winger, not Cherky. But yeah, I would want Cherky to start. I also this is an outside, and this is not for the Dortmund game, but just like an outside shout. I know because he's been doing really well on the left wing, like cutting inside. I do want to see Doku play on the right wing at least because if Doku is going to be our starting winger and Marmoush has the left wing spot locked down, where is he going to play? So I do think that giving Doku a chance, like drifting inside from the right, wouldn't be the worst idea. Not for the Dortmund game, but just like an outside thought for the future.
Keeley says Reinders loves to make all sorts of runs forward on that right side also. Nunes loves an overlap. Maybe that could complement Cherky to get into the positions where he's clinical like he can be. Again, he's going to be tucking in. Reinders getting forward. Nunes bombing down the wing.
Absolutely.
So that would allow Cherky to tuck in a little bit. So we will put Ryan Cherky here.
Yeah, no, like we saw that against Bournemouth. I think Nunes was the closest thing we sort of had to a right winger, and sort of calling Cherky a right winger is a bit of a misnomer because he was sort of tucking in alongside Foden.
Yeah, for Cherky, this is where you're going to start. This is what the lineup says. This is what your position, according to a team sheet somewhere that we turned in, says.
Sure,
but I don't expect you to stay there at all. He'll actually be. I mean, this is probably not the best, but he'll be probably in these spaces here.
Yeah, no, that's the area of the pitch where he'll really get you off your seat, which is concerning considering I have a quiz at the start of the second half, and I probably don't want to get off my seat during that.
Hey, look,
I hate the Champions League games. They're literally in this middle of the day, like during a weekday. Like, you think a man don't got class or something, bro? Like, come on.
So sometimes when a lot of times recently, we've had these Sunday matches. And depending on the time, I'm trying to go to church. And, I'm trying to be like paying attention when you're in church. You can't really, I'm trying to avoid my phone. And for whatever reason, I get notified when City Extra posts or tweets, which is like every 30 seconds. So my phone is like going nuts and I'm trying not to look at it. So you guys have to make sure you leave your phone, either turn it off completely because you'll probably get notifications and you're going to be tempted to look and all this other stuff. Got to focus on your grades, man. Focus on the grades.
Yeah,
Mans has notifications on for CD Extra, but not us.
Wow. I'm paying attention to you. I don't need for that.
Damn.
I don't even know why that happened. Man. Hey, Crump, guess what? You are not in control today. Normally you run the stuff. I can drop you off the screen, my guy. What are we doing?
That is hilarious, bro.
Shame. Shame.
Game's the game. Game's the game.
Yeah. Man. Hey, Tarek, I got to run, man. Just want to say shout outs to Talkback Tuesdays. The panel was fire. Louis, Danny, Audie, nice to meet y'all. Big ups to all y'all, man. Take care,
nice to meet you, man. You have a good one.
And you, mate.
Yeah. All right. I'm surprised I didn't just make that up. Yeah, I guess not. All right. So this is the lineup for what we said. We proposed the lineup for tomorrow's match. Come Sunday, we've got Liverpool. What changes do you want to see from this for the Liverpool match? I've already seen people say Bernardo has to play. So who's dropping out if Bernardo is playing?
Reinders.
Anybody think it's anyone
I
other
got
than
Marmoush. That team, but change Bernardo for Marmoush. Chucky goes left wing, basically does the same thing, and because of how the energy in Liverpool and especially Szoboszlai, like Reinders has the job of going backwards and forth with him. That's my thinking. But
so you would keep this midfield, but then play effectively replacing Marmoush with you said Cherky, but then you're gonna bring in Bernardo.
I think it's basically do the same things as has been done.
Switch these two. That's what you're suggesting.
Like basically doing the same things as was done against United, Arsenal, and Bournemouth, but have it a bit of a 4-4-2 or 4-3-2-1 formation, like three in midfield, two behind Haaland with Cherky and Foden, basically.
So something like this.
But then have Reinders there, Bernardo on the left, and have those
basically. Yeah, these three are gonna be. These three are gonna be kind of more here, so it probably doesn't matter, whatever. But and then you have space for these guys to get up.
Yeah, it's just basically like having it more of the same as the games that we've had before in these games, and I'm including Bournemouth with that because Bournemouth are are such a good team, and I don't think people are taking them for granted and slandering them for doing their line at the halfway line. It's like, no, we set ourselves up to make them do that basically, so that the first goal, Nico G flicks over to Cherky. Cherky puts a brilliant ball over to Haaland, and Haaland has the whole time in the world just to go, how am I going to go through? Where am I going to score? How am I going to do it? And the fact he's done that goal twice now, that there and the goal against Burnley, it makes me more disappointed in him not scoring the goal against Arsenal to make it 2-0. Because he was doing exactly the same situation where he puts it back on his left foot and he doesn't tuck it in.
Yeah.
My only reservation is that I would want my left winger to track back, and I'm not saying Chucky doesn't track back, but he doesn't track back like someone like a Jeremy Doku would.
I was gonna say I think he will play Doku against Liverpool,
especially with Salah at right wing. Like you need O'Reilly would need help, and obviously Nico is there, Guardiola is there, but it makes a big difference if your winger drops back, and I think Doku probably does the best job at that for us at left wing.
And you're taking off who?
I would take off Reinders, put Doku left,
and then switch these two.
Yeah.
So you would go something like.
That's what I'd do as well.
Yeah, I think for me, Doku has to play. He's been too good recently to not be on the pitch. I think he's definitely got to play. Big ups to Scarf Boy, who said, I just picked up a puffy coat so I can be guard of honor Bernardo with the drink in his hand so he can't clap. Bernardo is the Liverpool killer. Yeah, that was a great just show of, you want to call it disrespect. It wasn't disrespectful, but it was like,
shithousery.
Yeah, there you go.
It
was disrespectful, and that's what made it great.
Little something.
That's what made it fantastic.
That was the tweet he made after. It's like he was like drinking coffee or something, and he's like, Liverpool fans go read a book or something.
Yeah.
Basically told him to touch grass, which is kind of crazy.
He's awesome. Love it.
It's funny. He scored 3 goals against Liverpool, and none of them meant remotely anything. There was one right at the end of the 4-3 in 17-18.
Oh.
There was the one in 19-20 where we got obliterated. Then there was the one in the FA Cup semi-final. So it's very funny. He scored 3 times, and they were all consolations right at the end. Weird coincidence.
We still had two penalties that game in 1920.
Yeah.
I remember the game, yeah.
And yeah, anyway.
I was also gonna say Doku. Unless my memory's tripping me up, except obviously, I'm pretty sure he had a great game versus Liverpool in our 4-peat season. He was against Trent. I think he created 4 or 5 chances or something. So
why was that game at 12:30? Why was that game at 12:30? It does my head in.
I remember it was on Thanksgiving in the US, or it was right after Thanksgiving. This was.
It was at 12. It was at 12:30. I was like. They were saying about the crowd or something. It's just like, mate, if you're going to do that, do it at Anfield, not at our ground. It's not our problem. It's theirs.
The 5-0 was also an early kickoff. The one with the red cards.
It was an early. I remember that.
And then the one that treble season as well. The 4-1 was also early kickoff.
It was an early kickoff.
Haaland celebrating when Alvarez scored that goal. Was it Alvarez's or Kev's goal?
Oh yeah, I remember the Jack Grealish assist. So many dreams.
So controversial question, and maybe I shouldn't even ask it. Are we good with the lineup? I'm going to move off of this.
Yeah, this is great.
Because
good.
I want to see you guys' eyes when I ask this question.
Damn.
Because it is a little bit not really controversial, but it's just we want to see what people believe. All right. So there's been a lot of comparison between Cherky and Wirtz, right? We know Wirtz's struggles. He's played well in some cases, but, I think we would all say Cherky has been the better player thus far, particularly based upon, the cost. I think that's fairly. Is there anyone that disagrees with that? It feels like it's pretty obvious.
No, so far he's been better.
All right. So now I want to ask this question. We got in January, we went and got Omar Marmoush from Frankfurt. In the summer, Liverpool went and got Ekitike from Frankfurt. Marmoush has played longer. He's been hurt recently. Who would you say has been the better pickup from Frankfurt, Marmoush or Ekitike? It's still early days for Ekitike, so I recognize that. But just if we're comparing Wirtz and Cherky, I want to compare these two. Who's been the better Frankfurt striker pickup?
Damn.
It's too easy. It's too easy for me.
Go ahead.
Marmoush.
Yeah, Marmoush has the goal of the season. Ekitike got sent off for freaking aura farming his shirt.
You'll forget his first was it his first home league game against Newcastle?
No, his debut was at home against Chelsea, so it would be
that game. Yeah, but that game he was electric.
Mm-hmm.
Against it's the same. Most of his games have been electric at home rather than away from home. Even though he scored that Kun-esque goal against Swansea, which I still can't believe he actually scored that banger.
Yeah, that angle was crazy.
Beautiful.
It's like, and it's like, it so reminds me of David De Gea, like the 18-19 season where he goes, and he goes like, and you just look past him, he's just like, what the fuck?
And it reminded me of the Spurs game too, the 4-3 heartbreak when Aguero scored that too when we were down.
Yeah.
Guys, that day. That's probably
it was the first time why VAR was so sick.
Yeah. That was probably the worst I've ever felt. That and then the Rodrigo brace, those two, like it was one of those where I don't think I said a word for like 20 minutes. I was like, that happened. It was anyways.
So no one thinks that Ekitike has been better than Marmoush.
No.
It's close. I think Marmoush has sort of edged him out so far, but Ekitike has been an absolute revelation for them. I mean, Ekitike had that stupid red card and Marmoush missed a penalty in the final. Those can cancel each other out. But Marmoush dragged us to top 4 alongside O'Reilly and the contributions of Nico Gonzalez and stuff like that. But there was a period where Haaland was out injured and he stepped up to the plate. We played some of our best football. I mean, there was a hat trick against Newcastle. I think they played together. He had the goal against Leicester. He had the winner against Bournemouth in the cup. Brighton, yeah. Yeah, but he was just excellent for us last season. I hope he can hit that form this season. But compare Marmoush's last season, Ekitike's current season, it's very close. But I'd say Marmoush has been slightly better. But two brilliant players in my opinion. Yeah. And I was so privileged to watch a lot of Frankfurt last season, and I knew both these players would hit very well for both teams. So,
yeah. Snoopy said Marmoush's start with us last season was better than Ekitike has been this season, but Ekitike has been better this season than say Marmoush has been this season. So,
yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
I'll probably make this comparison a lot when talking about it, but I feel like Ekitike and Isak is a bit like Trafford and Donnarumma in a way.
So say that again. Ekitike and Isak is like Donnarumma and Trafford. And I assume you're saying because Trafford was brought in with the thought that he was going to be the man, and then we went and brought in Donnarumma. So you're comparing Ekitike came in thinking he was going to be the starting center forward, and instead they went and got Isak, and now they're competing for that spot.
I think it was more that Ekitike thought that move for Isak to Liverpool wasn't going to happen, like most likely. But I'm not privy to the information of. I know the broadcaster for the journalist for Daily Mail. He's actually a City fan, so I don't know what happened, but it was clear Isak wanted to move. Liverpool wanted to get him, but it was going to have that drama. If Ekitike knew Isak was joining, he probably would have been better off going somewhere else. But he's clearly shown he's an exceptional player. So, and he's probably going to be France's striker come the summer for the World Cup.
That's a big call, unless you're going to play Mbappe off the left.
That's why I think they'll go 4-3-3, and it's like Ekitike, Dembele, and Mbappe.
Yeah.
It's like that as a front three is unbelievably potent.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Snoopy agrees with you. He says Liverpool got greedy. They should have only signed one of them, in his opinion. Instead of signing them both, he should have only signed the one.
I still think there's a way for both of them to fit. I don't know if Slaw can do it, but there is a world where I see them both playing together. But I do think, and this is going to sound like an obvious statement, that unless Slaw figures it out, I do think either Ekitike or Isak, probably Ekitike simply because he's not as expensive, he's probably going to leave like Alvarez did when he couldn't. If you can't dethrone Haaland, because Haaland is the best striker in the world, and you want to play as a striker, you're going to leave the club. And if Ekitike has that same mentality, assuming Isak is the number one, which if he's not, then that's a different story. But assuming Isak does actually step up and continues to be like the number 9 for Liverpool, I do think Ekitike is probably going to leave, and he's going to go to, I don't know, like he could go to any club in the world the way he's playing.
Yeah, Snoopy says Ekitike strikes me as someone with an ego, not in a bad way. I think he sees himself as a starter and not as a backup.
I don't blame him.
Keeley says, I don't see them being able to get the best out of themselves in the same side. But Slot has a tricky issue on his hands, that's for sure. Again, they've got two, Isak hasn't been good this season. He's been battling injury. But I think we all would agree that when he's healthy, he's an amazing player. So I'd rather have more amazing players in my team than fewer.
Yeah.
But you're right. The manager has to figure out how to play them both together, and that's what his job is. His job is to manage and be able to get the best out of both of them. So we'll see if he can do it. But if not, then you see one of them going. But it's the same thing we had with Julian Alvarez and Holland, right? We all knew Julian Alvarez wanted to be a 9, and it just was never going to be his story. It was never going to be his testimony while Holland was at the club, because Holland is the world's best number 9. So if you want to play that position, then you have to choose where you're going to play, because it's not going to be at City. So if they come down, if they can't figure out a way to get one of them playing off the left, and then they're going to have to, someone's going to have to make that choice to go someplace else. So we will see what Slot does. Go ahead.
Pep showed Julian how, like, what he wants him to do. That Burnley game, he had Julian and Kev behind Phil with Foden on the left, and was it Bernardo on the right, or I can't remember. I remember Phil was on the left.
Or did he get subbed on for
Kev? Yeah, Burnley. Yeah, the Friday night.
I just know he got in.
I know Julian. Kev both
started.
Holland.
It was Julian, Kev, Holland. You're right. I'm not sure if Phil. No, Phil was injured to start that season. I remember.
No, he got subbed on, and then he did that amazing trick. He did that amazing.
Oh yeah.
No, it was it was Phil. No, Phil was on, and he brought on Kovacic for
yeah,
Kev.
That's right.
Yeah, and Phil did that amazing trick at the beginning of the season, and we were all like, "Yeah, we know Phil's on it now."
Yeah, it was Bernardo did start. Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup right now.
Yeah, so it was Kev's. Pep said to Julian, "You can be in this team. You can be one of the starters. If you want to be the number 9, then I'm sorry, you're not going to play there, because Haaland's that much better. I'm sorry, even if you're a World Cup
it's
winner."
the unfortunate reality. Like, you have, if you have Haaland, I'm sorry. Like, you could be one of the best number 9s in the world, which Alvarez is almost definitely is. But if you have Haaland, you cannot play unless also you play with 2. Which, it's a lost art. I always say 4-4-2 is a lost art in football. I don't see it as much. One day it's gonna make a comeback, and I'll be.
Absolutely. I've said this in LBs a couple of times. No one plays 4-4-2 anymore.
No one.
The closest thing is Simeone, but I don't even think Simeone plays it anymore.
Yeah, Simeone not
quite. But
that's what I thought. What's in the PSG Bayern game today? Vinny, he did the tactics, but he made them so simplistic, which is actually kind of refreshing. Where it's just like, back off, and if you notice a pass goes astray, and you can go into a player and get the ball, and then attack immediately. That's what Vinny did.
Which is funny.
They were cut foot at the front. Diaz got those 2 goals. That's why they won the game in the first half, and that's why PSG didn't come back into the game in the second half.
I was just gonna say, it's so funny that Pep always presses with the 4-4-2.
What's up, Scarf Boy?
Yeah.
How we doing?
What's Scarf Boy?
Jumping in, tapping in, feeling good.
Appreciate you jumping on with us, man.
Yeah.
Anything you wanted to say before we keep the conversation moving?
No, keep it pushing. I'm just listening. I've been listening the whole time. I just finished my dinner, so now I can finally show my face.
What's for dinner?
Enchiladas. Mommy's
nice. Nice.
I know. I don't mean to make you hungry, but
nah, it's all right. I'm on the cut.
That's what's up. Appreciate it. Thanks again for jumping on.
Yeah. We're talking about you're talking about Ekitike and Marmoush, huh?
So Snoopy again said between the two, they can probably make a profit if they flip Ekitike. Can't see them recouping Isak's transfer fee given his age. So again, if they do get to a place where somebody has to go, the chances are it's going to be Ekitike that has to go, because just financially it won't make sense to try to get rid of Isak. Big up, good to see you on. I'm sure that's to you. Scarf Boy. So
Yeah. I don't know. Marmoush, I think, really took over, and City has this thing where they have the backup striker who's always, a top 10 striker in the Premier League. It was Alvarez before, and Gabriel Jesus before that, and Kelechi even before that. Guys who you knew were gonna go up and up and up and up, and you just got to hold on to them because that's what a big team like us does. Ekitike and Isak, like they kind of step on each other's toes in a way that Holland and Alvarez never really did. I feel like those guys kind of complement each other, and now that we've got Marmoush, he's got to find a lane next to Holland as opposed to stepping on Holland's toes, and I think he has the skills to do that.
All right, I am going to. Anybody else have anything you want to say on this before I change the topic slightly?
No, let's keep it moving.
All right, so Danny, I'm going to press you into service for a moment because the U17 World Cup kicked off. I assume the first game was today.
It was yesterday.
Was it the first game yesterday? So I put this in my notes because the U.S. I thought the U.S. plays today, but they actually play tomorrow, tomorrow morning. And as a City fan, I'm interested to see what Cavan Sullivan is going to do. But I did see that England played today. So before we get to Cavan Sullivan, I know you were watching the England game because I saw you tweeting about it. I saw one of the Heskey brothers was on there.
Yes.
Who else from the City squad is in the U17 England U17 squad?
I'm trying to think. In that lineup, Braithwaite played left back.
Okay.
Harrison Miles played in DM, and then McHale started on the right. And then they had Headley on the bench who didn't play. And I think Footy was meant to be in the squad, but he wasn't in the squad. I hope he's not injured because he's so important to our youth setup right now. But wow, I mean, they were played off the park by Venezuela today. It was pretty impressive to see. They had a lot of the ball, and they just got hit in transition time and time and time again. And at the end of the day, it was a very deserved result.
Okay.
That Venezuela team was very impressive. They got third in the U17 South American Championship early this year. I wasn't aware of that until right before kickoff today, so I was a bit surprised by the result, but it's not so surprising.
So I didn't know. I was surprised when because I had it on because I'm working from home, so I just had it on the TV. So it was just like background noise, and then I hear that they scored a goal, and I'm like, what? Because I just expected England to do well. I don't know why. I just do. And so I was a little surprised. Individually, how did the City Academy players look?
I thought the wingers struggled for the most part. Braithwaite had a tough time as well. I thought Harrison Miles was pretty good. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's one of the more underrated players we have in our setup right now. Very, very good rangy passer. He's not really a physical guy, but he reads the game exceptionally well, which is just sort of the theme of our recent defensive midfield prospects. So I thought he had a pretty good account for himself. A couple of sort of sloppy turnovers, but par for the course for the rest of the team as well. So he was probably the best of our City players.
All right. So with Cavan Sullivan, obviously City player playing for Philadelphia Union in MLS at the moment, will be a City player when he turns 18, I believe. He kicks off tomorrow. Then they play Burkina Faso, or however you say that. My expectation, with no other information, I expect him to come out and dominate. Right. First of all, I feel like Burkina Faso should be a team that they can run over, but maybe that's unfair. What do you expect from him tomorrow?
Well, I expect him to play very well because this is like a few age groups below what he's used to playing. I mean, he plays in MLS Next Pro a bit, which is. It's a strange league. It's like mostly like under 23, under 21, but you have like senior players in there a lot of the time. But I don't know.
Scarf Boy is a fan of USL Championship team.
Forward Madison.
Yeah,
I'm really good with my badges. They got
Forward Madison.
The greatest team alive.
Did they play Minnesota United in the Cup a few years ago? I can't remember. I know they lost.
Yeah, we had some Minnesota United players. Dane St. Clair played a couple of games.
That's right, yeah.
Biggest team in the world. Watch out.
I love this, that y'all can talk any footy anywhere. I love it.
I love the US Open Cup. I've watched it for so long. I love the lower league teams creating upsets and all that. But I am expecting Sullivan to play well tomorrow. I think Burkina Faso aren't meant to be taken lightly. I think the African teams actually tend to do very well in the young tournaments. I think Mali
this is
had
why
a
I needed
really good run last time out. Egypt played this morning and they obliterated Haiti 4-1, and apparently they played very well in doing so. So I think Nigeria won this tournament a few times. So I'm expecting it to be pretty even. I've watched the under-17s for the US a couple times. They have a couple very, very talented players. So I expect them to win, but I don't think it'll be easy.
So if Cavan Sullivan doesn't shine tomorrow, should I jump off the bandwagon, jump off the hype train, or is it just way too soon and he's going to come good?
Nah, he's 15, 16. He's got time on his side.
Right. That's what they said about Freddie Adu.
That is what they said about Freddie Adu, and it did not go well for him. So
they did say that about Freddie Adu.
Am I spying Jude Terry, son of John Terry, on a U.S. roster?
He's not the son of John Terry, but he is a very talented player. One of my favorite.
I was going to say what?
Crop, actually,
had to check that.
I was going to say what?
I like it.
Plays for LAFC, I think.
Yeah, that's what his badge is. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Tempo setting midfielder, plays like a 6'8", 10, can play sort of all of them. Tempo setter, love him. One of my favorites in that crop.
Is Cavan a 6? It looks like he wears number 6, but
Cavan wears a 6, but he's an attacking midfielder, and he sort of plays out wide a lot on the right or on the left, which is kind of weird. I don't think that's where he's best. I think he's best playing in the middle.
Go ahead, Krug. You guys.
Oh, I was just gonna say I gotta run out of here. I gotta take the dog outside. She has been staring at me for the last 20 minutes.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Very nice meeting all of you guys. Good to see you, Scarf Boy. Appreciate all you guys. See you soon.
If you haven't already, do me a favor. Make sure I don't get in the doghouse. Go to the Shades of Blue YouTube channel. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We need your support. Did we get to 700 yet?
Last I checked, we were still at $6.99. Let me check. We are still at $6.99. Yes,
$6.99. If there's one person, you just need one. Just one person that maybe you're in the chat right now, or maybe you're watching this back on a replay. If you haven't, please do me that favor. I need to get to that 700. It just makes me feel better about myself. Appreciate it, man.
Yep. See you guys.
Yep.
I bet, bro.
We're not going to be on here much longer. I want to make sure that you guys keep coming back. And if I hold you hostage for too late, you won't come back next week. So okay. Cavan Sullivan, we expect him to do well. All right, cool. Louis, I know you're not in Manchester, but you're in the UK, right? So question I have for you is I saw that they're only going to have one Boxing Day game this year. How do you feel about that as someone from the UK? Because I have my feelings. Before you hold on, and the reason I say that is over here, Thanksgiving is coming up, right? Thanksgiving Day, we all know, is the NFL. The NFL is going to have probably 4 or 5.
Is that this weekend?
No, it's in November at the end of the month.
I wish it was this weekend.
I think it's the 27th. So do I. But it's like the 27th. I think it's the last Thursday of November. So we already know the last Thursday of November, Thanksgiving, it's the NFL's day. They're going to have 4 or 5 games on all day long. When Christmas comes around, we already know Christmas is the NBA. They're going to have games from the start of the day to the end of the day. For me, Boxing Day was always, I get to watch Premier League all day long. Now they're taking that away from me. I don't know how I should feel. Should I be upset, or how do you feel about it?
It's a bit of both sides, really, because it's kind of like Boxing Day is all about the having the last of the turkey or whatever anyone has on Christmas, and watching the football and whatnot. I guess it kind of proves, for me, I've thought about this for a minute. It's since Amazon have always done the best for Boxing Day because they've had the supply to have every single game go on. Before Amazon, our game against our game against Leicester where we won 6-3, that was on Sky and it wasn't on telly. And
so maybe that's the issue. I feel some way about it because all the games are on TV for us here.
It's for us here. It's the thing that I think the thing that is the most worrying is like match going fans won't go if it's on Boxing Day when it's on telly, but they will no matter what. So I think they think that because it's on the 27th, it'll be fine. But it's just like it's more ridiculous because we have Forest still at fucking 12:30, like Keely pointed out earlier. Yeah. Like why? Like you don't need to have it at 12:30. You can just have all the games like watch them at 3 p.m.
Yeah, and they haven't had a 12:30 game in a couple of weeks now, so they're clearly not afraid of.
Well, like that was my feeling though as well. I was like, see, you haven't had a 12:30 game since playing Spurs, and then it's like if I think about it, and then it's just like the next one's Forest, and it's just like, and that's, I think I'm hoping Scott like this is just me, but I'm hoping Sky like go the next deal because obviously there's news of Netflix coming in and for 3 billion. I don't know if it's the whole package or it's 3 billion per year for Champions League. And I don't know if it's the case, but how Netflix have done with WWE this year, I think it's been a massive success, especially with Raw. And I think it's coming to that sooner or later. And Sky, they don't, especially because I didn't know it, but I know Universal are owned by Comcast, and Comcast owns Sky now.
Oh,
so yeah, because of being like they're keeping up with Disney and whatnot. So it's really annoying, but.
Do any of the rest of you, like Danny, Adi, Scarboy, do you guys feel the same way about Boxing Day like I do? Where it's just you just associate it with PL and it just feels like it's they're banning in it. But if it's not a big deal to them, then who am I to complain?
It's not huge to me. It's just a bit annoying because there's like nothing to watch on Christmas. But it's not the point of Christmas. But it's like going like 2 days without Premier League in a row is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or like without like meaningful football in general.
I loved Boxing Day. As a child, I was so fascinated by the fact that everyone plays on the same day. I just loved it. Yeah. And like, again, going back to Thanksgiving, I'm a Lions fan. Like if I don't get my Lions game on Thanksgiving, even though we lose every year, I'm
to the Packers.
Well, this is the thing. Every single year, the Cowboys are going to be on. The Lions are going to be on. You can pick some other people in there here and there, but those teams are always going to be on. I feel like they've been on since. I don't even know when we started doing the Thanksgiving Day games, but whatever they did, it's become tradition. And I wondered how big a tradition it was for the folks in the UK.
I think unfortunately football is moving. Football, I mean actual football is moving to like a subscription based. Unfortunately, depending on your opinion. Where eventually it is going to be.
I also got a plug because I don't know if you two are going to be on, like you and Tarek, you and Dan, you're going to be on tomorrow. But I got to plug the Mancunian Ways the stream that they did tonight with like basically all the ticket holders for like what's going on, those shit shows that's going on with the North Stand.
So I had that in my notes. So go ahead and tell me about it. So for those that don't know,
Unfortunately, I didn't watch it, but it's just City just try and go down a blind alley and thinking it's going to be okay. And it's like last year, like that was the first time they said, no, okay, like fans, they will make sure that you listen to what they say. And I'm hoping there'll be a game soon that they basically do what they've done before and like not go into the stadium for like basically the amount of something like that is just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So if you don't know, there's the new stand, the new north stand that's being opened. They're going to put what they're calling, I believe they're calling it City Hall, which is basically going to take 500 seats from the north stand and kind of turn it into a like a club seating type area. I'm assuming there's more money there, but the biggest issue is 500 people who currently are sitting there now are going to be forced to relocate to other spots in the stadium. Some of them have had those spots since the club moved from Main Road over to the Etihad, or what was Manchester Stadium, or whatever it was called at the time. So if you've had those seats for 15, 20 years, and then all of a sudden you get booted, it just feels some kind of way, especially on the back of everything that has happened over the past couple of years with the club, and just kind of the relationship between the club and the fans, the club and the supporters seems to be eroding a bit, and that's unfortunate. As someone from the US, it's unfortunate to see the match going fans, the local fans, feel like they're being done hard done. So, hopefully they get it figured out. The club has tried to listen in the past. Hopefully they'll listen now. But to your point, Louis, there was a stream earlier today. Martin did. If you're familiar with the Mancunian Way. If you're not, go check that out. But they did a stream probably right before I came on here, where they had members of 1894, which is the supporters group there, that they were having a conversation about what was going on and kind of what they're hoping to see. City Matters.
The supporters group, just basically all the relevant ones.
It really does feel like City are trying to do as much as they can and try to get away with it, and they they've crossed the line for sure quite a few times, but they're always on the line, and they're trying to do as much as they can without pissing everyone off. And obviously they have pissed people off so many times, but it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm not a match going fan. I'm not flying from Detroit every day, every weekend, but
and you're a college student. You're a broke college student who probably eats ramen noodles all the time. Come on. Nah, that was my story. That was my life.
It's okay. I have the dining hall.
Yeah. So I don't even know where to get ramen on this campus. So
I think that might be back in the day thing, Karen.
Yeah. No, actually, I had the dining hall too. My parents paid for the.
I'm an RA, so I get it for free.
Oh, you're you're an RA. Oh, wow. You got it. You're living in luxury. I tried to get my kid to be an RA, so I wouldn't have to pay for their housing, but it didn't work out that way.
It's a cheat code. It's like $15,000 a year.
Yeah, so it didn't work out, unfortunately. I'm paying that money.
The worst part about the ticket thing is it kind of is made to feel like the foreign fans are the problem. Like, that's kind of what it looks like a little bit. And I was just talking to a sweet old lady, a member of Cream Citizens out here in Milwaukee, and she's like, yeah, I don't know if I want to go and be that foreign fan taking a spot away from a match going fan. And I think City knows that these foreign fans are willing to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars making the trip, and you're only going to go 2 or 3 times, so you have to get the money out of them while you can. And there's got to be some sort of happy medium between balancing the local fans who want to do 38 games a year versus balancing the foreign fans who want to do 2 games for $1,000 every year.
Yeah. What I would say, go ahead, Louis.
I think the people here, the people in the chat, Mancunian Way, who are from abroad, any subscriber to people who watch City content, they're not the problem, because they know they're dedicated to City. It's the ones that not really listen and just go, and you notice them straight away, just have their phones up, doing TikToks, doing reels, with the music behind them and whatnot. That's when you know they're not there for City whatsoever.
Yeah, and
what I was going to say,
there's clubs for that. That's why they have Arsenal. That's why they have Chelsea and Fulham. Go down and watch those other teams.
It really is. It's the idea of a tourist versus a fan, and I think being from the US and being on these streams, obviously, you kind of feel some kind of way at first when the conversation comes up, because you feel like, am I being attacked? And then what you realize really quickly, and what everyone, to Louis' point, what everyone is really saying is, we respect all the City fans wherever they're from, and we want you to come and have a great time. What they're really more concerned about, to his point, is really truly the tourists who I just happen to be in the area, and I'm gonna go get City tickets, and I'm gonna just pay. I'm a tourist. I'm on vacation, whatever. I'm willing to pay the money to just have something to do. I don't really have an affinity for City. I'm just looking for something to do. So when I go to the game or when I go to the match, I'm not singing, I'm not chanting, I'm not doing any of those things. I'm just, like you said, taking pictures because it's about just this experience more so than it is any support for City. So I would say to that old precious old lady from Cream Citizens that I think as a City fan, someone that is a member of a supporters group, I think they would recognize that and she wouldn't have an issue. But I also recognize why it would make you think twice about it. So
yeah,
definitely.
100%. Like I've never been to a game, but hopefully I will. Obviously, bro card soon and all that. But it definitely is like something that I think about sometimes is like like what if I like my girlfriend, I was gonna say her name. My girlfriend, she's not a fan, but she likes City just because I like City. And if I take her and she doesn't know all the songs, I'm scared
so
drunk guy's gonna yell at her or something.
I just went, and we're gonna get off here. We're already over 2 hours, but I went last season. At the end of the season, I was able to get tickets to the final match. It was an away match at Fulham, but I was able to get tickets through.
That stance from the Thames must have been bad.
Say that again.
The stance from the Thames must have been bad.
I didn't really notice it, so it was fine. But that was my concern. To Adi's point, like because the whole family went. My daughter was over there for a different reason, and this was an opportunity for me to go to England and to see City play an actual live match. I was able to get tickets, great, but I also was kind of like, how is that going to be? To your point, I'm a big City fan. My kids, my wife, they know about City because of me. They know, my wife can tell you Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland, and she knows the players' names because I'm watching it all the time, but she's not a fan, right? So I was concerned about that too. Now, it was not an issue, didn't matter. I mean, they came in, they had on City gear because I made sure everybody had City stuff to wear, but it was fine. It was fine. And probably because I was so into it there with me, no one seemed to care. Yeah. There was someone asked me, well, how did you get these tickets? I'm like, I'm trying to understand it because, the away matches there's a small allocation.
Very difficult.
Yeah. So I understand why they were asking that question. Was able to make it work. But other than that, everything was great. I got to see KDB's last match for the club. So yeah, I had a great time. The people there were great. So I understand. It was the same question that I had, the same concern that I had. I will tell you and you didn't ask me this, but for the away matches, the away section never sits down.
Yeah.
If you go to a match like at the Etihad, you can probably sit down most of the match, and you stand, you sit down, stand, and there's probably certain sections that are fully standing, but for the most part, you're going to be able to sit down. I think my wife and my kids were hoping to sit down, but it's like, no, we're standing the entire match. You sit down at halftime, or you go get something to eat or drink or whatever. But as soon as the match gets back up, we're going. So that was the biggest thing that no one expected from my group. We just didn't know because we were ignorant of it. But
it's like the student section at a college game.
Yeah, you're just standing the whole time, and so it was great. But I will tell you, by the time I had gotten off the train, walked to the stadium, stood for the entire match, and then walked back, my feet were hurting. That was the biggest thing that I wasn't prepared for. Yeah, my feet were hurting. But big ups to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you jumping on. Appreciate everybody that's here. Took time out of your day to jump on this, whether you're doing it live or you're watching it back later. Big ups to you. Really appreciate it. Do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, do all the things, give all the support. Really appreciate it. Danny, Adi, Louie, Scarf Boy, you guys got anything else you want to say before we get off here?
Yeah, let me get a plug in real quick.
Sure.
Forward Madison content. If you're looking for some lower league stuff, you have to check out my podcast. It's called Talking Flock. It's a very big deal. We kind of hibernating right now for the winter. The season just ended. But Tarek, are you involved with Fort Wayne? Am I gonna see you on the away day down there?
So if you come to the away day, I will absolutely be there. So I am trying to. So I put out a video 2 weeks ago. I went to the brand reveal, the new brand, because they changed everything up. It is different. I like it to some extent, but then there's other parts of it that are like, eh. But no, I think overall it's probably an improvement. They were trying to become more professionalized, so it had a more professional look to them. So it was a good upgrade. Yeah, there's the original scarf.
Yeah.
Hold on one sec, since you did that. Hold on.
I also have the Metro Detroit Blues right there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but Detroit stand up. We're in the house.
Come on.
Yeah, bro.
Nice. Very nice.
Of course.
So that was the original one, and then this is the new. It's that black, what they're calling autumn gold. It kind of looks orangish, yellowish. So completely different color scheme, which throws it off a little bit. But I think all in all, it's an improvement on where they were. But they, again, trying to make the transition to USL League One, which is a fully professional league. And so trying to make that transition. So yeah, when you come down, I'll be there, but looking forward to it.
Hell yeah.
Louis, Adi, Danny, anything else?
No,
you
just
guys
fantastic to be on.
Green.
You guys want to share any social media handles or anything that you want people to get a hold of you? Or are you just good to be? Scarfboy said he moves in silence. So I don't know. Maybe you guys want to move in silence too.
No, I mean, if you want to follow me, Shar, on Twitter, Simp Aditya. Yeah, I tweet about the Lions, Michigan State, City. That's about it. Yeah, those are the big three. And then and the Red Sox every now and then, whenever we play good.
Danny, you want to tell them? I know we're on streams together all the time. You want to tell them where they can find you?
If you know me, you know me. I'm very hard to miss if you know me.
I got the Danny follow back, so
you did get the Danny follow
really
back.
happy.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. I love it. Louis, anything you want to add? Any social media handles or anything?
Just the name, same on Twitter, Instagram, Sky, Blue Sky. Yeah.
Big ups. Once again, thanks everyone for your support, and I hope to see you again next week, same time, same channel.
Hell yeah, man. Good shit.